What's up, guys? It's YOLO Master 69 here, and we got a gunsmith guide today. So what we're gonna be making today is gonna be the RPK and the RPK 74. So this is how I have my RPK 74 set up. I have, obviously you need the RPK barrel because that's in the name. I didn't put the LMG stock on the RPK 74, just because like the LMG stock is more of like a PKM stock, and I have it on the regular RPK, but for the RPK 74, to kind of make up for the fact that we have to use the 545 mags to make it an RPK 74, may as well increase the speed as well with it. We got the tack laser and the grip tape, so that this is since this is going to be a lot lighter, I guess it's kind of like a hybrid between a assault rifle and the LMG. Yeah, so this just makes it a lot lighter and a lot easier to aim down sights and stuff. We have to use fully loaded, so we have enough ammo. And what makes an RPK 74 and RPK 74 is the 545 mags. Unfortunately, there's only 30 round 545 mags. So, like I said, it's gonna be more like a assault rifle with LMG ranges. It'll perform kind of like, or at least what I imagine it is, it's kind of like the stoner from Black Ops 1. We're gonna see how that performs later. Let me show you the RPK 74, which or the regular RPK. Sorry, I used the custom thing to make the template for this, but we're gonna use gold to differentiate it when I use it in gameplay. So this one's gonna have the LMG stock, the RPK barrel. I'm keeping tack laser and stippled grip tape just to mitigate how much slower it is gonna be to aim down sights. And we got the 75 round drum magazines. The reason we don't have fully loaded on this one is just because the 75 round magazines should give us enough ammo, at least in my opinion. It's not like the 30 round magazines, where the 30 round magazines you're not going to be able to really suppress fire. So for the RPK 74, it's more vital than it is for the RPK, the regular RPK. So let's go test out the recoil on these. We're loading into crash. This is where we're gonna test it out. Speaking about crash, kind of bums me out that this thing isn't really more common, or this map isn't more common in the rotation. Because crash and vacant are probably, like, even though the remake maps, to me they're probably the most fun maps to play in this game. Alright.
Team deathmatch.
Let me just find a good wall. Oh, this is actually perfect. Alright, we're gonna test it out right over here. So this is gonna be unassisted hipfire recoil test. So as you can see, that's all over the place, which makes sense for this kind of weapon. So that was me trying to compensate for the recoil while hip firing. I think I compensated a little bit too much towards the end of that, but for the most part, obviously when you compensate for the recoil, it's going to be a lot more compressed. but we'll do the aim down sights recoil here. So this is uncompensated. Kinda does like a straight line up, which is pretty interesting to me. Yeah, so when you compensate for that recoil, this thing is probably, oh, I'm not gonna say that's the tightest grouping out of any assault rifle, but that is a very, very, very good grouping for an assault rifle. Alright, so we're gonna kill ourselves and spawn in with the 7.62 RPK. Okay, so we're on a different side of the map. Let's find a good wall where we'll be able to see what's going on. We'll just use this one. Alright. So this is uncompensated hip fire recoil. Let's go. It's about what you'd expect, you know, everywhere. Alright, let's compensate for the recoil hip fire test. Let's go. Yeah, it's still gonna be, pretty much... It's better, obviously, but just needed to show you guys that. Alright. Uncompensated ADS recoil. So, as you guys could see when I was firing, it goes in a straight line like the RPK 74 did, but it'll hold for a while and then it'll gradually start to go up and up and up and up. But as it should. But I mean, yeah, just I don't know how to explain it. Like it basically, you shoot up, it'll stop, like it'll keep it like does it in like increments, if that makes any sense. Oh, that was just the munitions box. All right, let's do compensated ADS. Once again, it's a pretty tight, it's a very, very tight, grouping, pretty much. Yeah. So, there's the recoil test. Let's go to the trivia, and after the trivia, we're gonna put this thing through some multiplayer tests. Starting off with the RPK, the regular 7.62 version. It was developed in the early 1960s by Mikhail Kalashnikov. Obviously, if you know anything about guns, this is the man who designed the AK-47 and a lot of other very prolific Soviet-era weapons and rifles, all sorts of stuff. He's like the Eugene Stoner, the John Moses Browning of Russia, basically, and the man was a legend. Let's just say that. So it was created as a part of a program to standardize the Red Army's inventory. So it replaced the RPD machine gun, which it's also been featured in a lot of other Call of Duty games. For some weird reason, prior to this game, I don't think the RPK has ever been in a Modern Warfare game until this game. The RPD has been in Modern Warfare 1, Modern Warfare 2, and I don't remember if the RPD was in Modern Warfare 3, but in the Black Ops games were the games that used the RPK, even though technically it should have been the other way around, where we should have got the RPK in the Modern Warfare games and the RPD in the Black Ops games. But to digress a bit, so obviously it's a gun made in Russia, but it's also manufactured in many other countries that were former allies of the Soviet Union in Africa and Asia, and also in Bulgaria, Romania, and Siberia. It's still used today, and it's been through so many wars that you cannot count. And it's not uncommon to see pictures of either. Well, it's not uncommon to see people around the world with this gun in their hands. Terrorists, insurgents, just other country militaries in general, militias. The 75 round drum magazine is accurate to the game, or is accurate to real life, although you can also use 40 round magazines, kind of like how it is in Black Ops, or you could even use regular AK magazines in it. What else? So there is a RPK S, which is basically one with a side folding stock, which is designed for air infantry, which to me sounds very interesting. Light machine gun. Well, actually, now that I think about it, it's not that interesting. Not as interesting. There's like a paratrooper M249, but that's kind of cool. Jumping out of a helicopter, airplane with a light machine gun while you're parachuting down. What else do I have to say about the regular RPK? So there's versions of it that are made to adapt with night vision scopes, which it basically has its own sort of family of night vision versions, which maybe I'll make one of those before we go into the multiplayer section, so we could test that out as well. I'm not gonna make a separate part of the video for, well, I'm gonna play an extra match just so we can see what it would be like, but I'm not not gonna do trivia or anything for that, because it's just RPK with a night vision scope. What else? Alright, so some of the countries that use the RPK are Iraq, Mongolia, Romania, Bulgaria uses it, Albania, Afghanistan, China made their own, Fiji does, Iran uses it, Malaysia uses it, North Korea, Poland, a lot of the world does, Syria, Vietnam, Yemen, Zimbabwe, Yugoslavia used to use it. East Germany used to use it when East Germany was a thing. So, let's talk about the RPK-74. The RPK-74 is the little brother to the regular RPK, and instead of firing 7.62, like I mentioned earlier, it shoots 5.45. And it is used. It's still used in service today. It's not been through as many wars as the regular RPK, but it began its service in 1974, and it was designed and produced in 1974 as well. So, with the RPK 74, you can use the 30 round magazines like we have in the game, 45 round mags. They have 100 round plastic drum magazines. They even have like belt ammunition, which I don't really know how you'd feed this gun with I don't know how you make this gun belt fed, but I've seen belt fed ARs on YouTube, so not gonna question it too much. So what else can we say? So it has a cyclic rate in real life of 650 rounds per minute. It is used by Russia and Bulgaria, and there's a paratrooper. There's also a paratrooper variant of this. There's also a more modernized version of it, which has like the synthetic stocks. It has the what else does it have? There's a 5.56 version for export that's known as the RPK 201, and there's also an RPK 203 that's chambered in 7.62 39 that uses the same polymer furniture as the RPK 74M. There's also the RPK 16, which is a further modernization of the RPK 74 that is being used by the Russian armed forces, and it's derived from the AK-12 platform. And basically it is a RPK 74 with all the rails and all the fancy stuff that you'd see on a modern assault rifle or light machine gun. So I'm not sure if I think the RPK in Black Ops 1 is a 74, if I'm not wrong. I don't think it was a RPK, I don't think it was a regular RPK. Let me check online. Let's see what it is. Because it does have the more curved magazine of the 74. So and not the more curved, I don't know how to explain it. But basically the 74 style magazines have like a lesser curve than the regular 7.62 magazines, and it looks like visually, at least from what I'm seeing here, that the RPK from the old Black Ops games is a RPK 74. Yeah. Which, given the game's timeline, shouldn't be there, technically. Like, technically it should be just the regular RPK, or like I mentioned before, it should be technically, like if we're going by like actual real world military like history and stuff, it would be an RPD. But yeah, the RPK wouldn't really fit in Black Ops 1's timeline. it could fit into the past sections of Black Ops 2, but Black Ops 1 is kind of weird with all the guns that are in it in terms of when they actually came out in real life compared to the game itself. Like, I think a good example is like the Spectre LMG and the Mac 11 are both guns that would not have, well, the Mac 10 would have been used in Vietnam, but the Mac 11 wouldn't have. But that, besides that tangent, let's go test these out in multiplayer. A LMG, then realism. This is like probably my favorite favorite mode in this game. Is the realism mode. Alright, Hackney Yard. Let's go. Let's play some different operators. We're gonna start off using the RPK 74.
Kill confirmed. Hunt down the enemy and destroy them. Enemy at the center.
I'm not gonna challenge that guy from over there. Did I die from that fall? Yep.
We've taken the lead. Enemy at the center. Personal radar close. Kill confirmed. Enemy at the center. No go, 3-1. Target spotted. UAV overhead.
Let's try the RPK. I'm gonna switch this up a little bit. Let's use the Romanian RPK barrel. And yeah, let's just keep it like that.
Kill confirmed. confirmed.
Oh, I just realized I'm still using the regular RPK. There.
No, you are safe at the veteran. Tell me you know where you're at.
Kill confirmed. Personal radar drone standing by. Kill confirmed. Talking to you on the road for personal radar coordination. Kill confirmed. Enemy at the center. Personal radar drone standing. Kill confirmed. We're halfway there. Keep fighting. Grenade out. Talking to PO. Personal radar. Care package inbound. Kill confirmed. I have to reload. Enemy UAV overhead.
What the fuck? Oh, wait. Grab these tags.
Kill confirmed.
Nope.
Enemy at the forklift.
What's the fuck? Oh, no. Shit.
Yeah.
Confirmed. Enemy at the warehouse.
Oh, there she goes. Shit. Wait, let's switch back to 74.
Enemy at the center. We're winning this. Keep it tight. I see movement.
Okay. What the fuck? Alright, that was an okay game. Alright, because I brought up trying the night vision version, let's do that. There's the MVG version. We'll use this one on shipment, which is gonna be fucking crazy using this thing on shipment, but oh well, let's try it out. Shit, I'm so tired. I just got a new job, so that's why I'm like that. Alright, oh, hard point. Let's go.
Off for me.
Seriously, this is very crazy.
Enemy in the hard point. 10 seconds. Get ready to move.
In the crate.
Capture and defend the hard point.
Burn both of them off, baby.
Get to the next one. Taking the hard point. Allied cluster strike inbound.
Enemy in the dumpster.
Why? Fire.
Got a personal
IMO. What the fuck do I have to MR?
Got a personal radar drone ready for escort. Care package arriving on station. 10 seconds. Get ready.
Enemy in the center.
Okay, get to the hard point. Enemy's got the hard point. Hard point secure. Got a personal radar drone ready for escort. Care package arriving on station. We're halfway there. Hard point set. Location secure. Personal radar ready for escort. Get ready, work. Okay, get to it. Enemy's got the hard point. Got a personal radar drone ready for... We've taken the hard point.
Fuck. Alright. Throw this down.
Good copy. Nomad shooting.
Hard point detected.
Who the fuck would have
Fuck.
Be advised, enemy airstrike inbound. Enemy chopper gunner on approach. Get ready, we're about to move.
Chopper gunner? Fuck.
Who the fuck is that? Oh, good thing.
And down.
Alright. shit.
Enemies taking the hard point.
Killed myself with my own grenade. Behind it. Oh, fuck.
That makes no sense.
What up?
Got a personal radar drone ready. 10 seconds. Get ready to move.
Yeah, what a kill. That's probably. What the hell? Oh, he's right down the damn corner.
Enemy care package inbound. Personal radar drone ready for action. Care package inbound.
Toss this down.
Nomad 2-3.
Enemy's got the hard point. Copy. Jaguar 3-0 inbound.
They
Hard
all
point secure.
have a couple of characters.
10 seconds. Get ready to move.
Grab my fucking care package.
They only have a couple of characters.
Got it.
Counter UAV on station. Catch the hard point.
Why?
Enemy's got the hard point.
Let me get down.
Hard point secure.
This is Jaguar 3-0, scrambling
Yeah,
coverage
they're
active.
not good.
Fuck, I can't see anything.
Use the dumpster.
Jaguar 3-0. Personal radar vehicle. Calling to base. Enemy at the forklift.
Alright, let's take that off.
Inbound.
Let's put sleight of hand.
I saw that. Wow.
Friendly counter UAV active. Got a personal radar drone ready. Go, get to the next one. Got a personal radar
Shit.
drone ready.
Right.
Enemy personal radar in the air. Enemy taking the hard point.
Holy shit. Alright.
Stand down, lads. They've had enough of one day.
Right there behind us, like,
God, these spawns are shit.
right behind us.
Alright guys, so that was the RPK 74 and regular RPK. So what are my thoughts? So with the RPK 74, it is pretty fun gun to use. 545 ammunition is really there's almost no reason to pick 545 over 762, to be completely honest. You do get the faster fire rate and the recoil, but the amount of bullets that you can kill somebody with the 762 in the same amount of time as it is with the 545, you're severely, not severely, but you're bringing down your time to kill, or yeah. But this is a really fun gun to use as well, and as you saw that I put a sleight of hand towards the end of that round. Sleight of hand with sleight of hand, this will be the fastest LMG, like hands down. I do believe that the AK has the quickest reload speed out of any assault rifle in this game. If I'm wrong, I did not fact check that, although I can swear I remember hearing on one of Drifter's videos that the reload time for the AK is like the fastest in game. So if you have, with this setup that I have right here on screen, this would be pretty formidable because you would have the fastest reloading LMG in the game. And with how I have it set up right now, probably the fastest ADS speed, since the RPK is like the RPK barrel is the only thing making it a light machine gun in this case. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, so this thing ADS is pretty fast compared to the other light machine guns, and it reloads a lot faster than them. So it has like its own sort of niche if you want to try this specific loadout. The RPK, the 7.62 one. This one's another fun gun. I actually preferred these RPKs to the legit, like, actual LMGs in the game. Either because the LMGs in this game are not really that great, or maybe it's just familiarity, since I've admittedly used these before this episode. These are pretty fun weapons to use. With the RPK, it's kind of hard to challenge people from afar. Maybe it's just because the iron sights make it harder, because since I'm using iron sights, I actually don't mind AK iron sights unlike most people, because most of my real world experience with firing weapons and firing with a like airsoft and all that shit, I've used AKs. Like, my dad owns like a real AK. I have an airsoft AK. I've shot AKs so many times in my life that it's not the style of sight that bothers me. I think it might just be that this thing would be so much better with magnification, so that you can challenge people at a distance, since I feel like that's what you're gonna want to be doing with this. Just like any other LMG, like the main goal is gonna be to lay down suppressing fire, like keep heads down, obviously get kills if you can, and having a magnified optic definitely helps with that. So in that case, I would probably get rid of the... Which one makes you ADS quicker? Oh, it's about the same. I guess I'd get rid of the tack laser and use the stippled grip tape, and then put an optic for this specific, for the RPK. For the RPK 74, you saw how I traded in fully loaded for sleight of hand. That is honestly how I'd run this, is with sleight of hand instead of fully loaded. Are there any other attachments that make you ADS quicker with an AK? Well, no, I can't just change the... Well, I guess you can make the paratrooper RPK 74. But, anyways, with the RPK, it would be great to the main problem with the RPK is its barrel, or with the 74, because since you have the weaker RPK 74 bullets and the lower capacity, you'd want to be able to ADS a lot quicker with it, and the RPK barrel kind of holds it back from that. So if you guys like that video, like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more Gunsmith guides.